Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is gzduel, and I'm here today to play some Herald of Perfection agents. So I told you guys that I've tried most of the variants of agents, except for this one. This one I felt like, it wasn't so much as a variant of an agent deck, more as agents are a variant of that deck. So I think Herald of Perfection stands up as its own archetype. There are different ways to build it, and I think agents is just one of the more stable and more synergetic engines to run with Herald of Perfection. So it technically isn't an agent variant, but a variant of Herald of Perfection. Nonetheless, I really like this deck because of things that you can do with Manju and Transmodify, because it's just basically broken once you have Transmodify on Manju. You can go into Tethys, Goddess of Light. If you don't know what it does, is whenever you draw a card, if it's a fairy type monster, you can reveal it to your opponent and draw another card. Now, why is that good? It's good because it increases the number of your fairy type monsters in your hand, which allows you to pay the cost of activating the Herald of Perfections effect. Herald of Perfections effect is OP because you are able to negate monster effects, spell cards, trap cards. You're able to negate basically anything except for summons. So as you can see here, I'm controlling my opponent because I have all fairy type monsters in the deck. The deck has like over 30, so unfortunately I drew into Upstart Goblin, and it's really sad to see that Upstart Goblin doesn't trigger Tethys' effect, because for Tethys there's a bit of a ruling where the drawing of the fairy type monster has to be the last thing that happened. Now in the case of Upstart Goblin, you're also increasing your opponent's life points, so it's not the last thing that happened, so you will not be able to use this effect. Still, I use Upstart Goblin basically to try to get into my combo pieces before the setup. After the setup, I'm hoping to just draw into these fairy type monsters statistically. Now if you can draw into an infinite amount of fairy type monsters, there's infinite negation and your opponent can't do anything. And I'm basically just drawing into the rest of my deck right here, and I think my opponent realizes that this lock is pretty impossible to beat, so he basically surrenders. I hope you enjoyed this duel. This is gzduel signing out.